Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste to you, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Glenn Lall Show right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. My name is Josh. Of course, I'm your moderator this evening. Mr. Lall has as usual, a very important program for us this evening. We invite you to pay keen attention, and later on, once time permits us to do such, we will open the telephone lines to 226-7453 and 226-7454. Without further ado, I'll hand you over to the man of the moment, who has a very interesting program for us, like he always do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So, sir, namaste, and over to you.
Namaste to you guys. Namaste, Mr. Brian McIntosh. Brian Max. A young man famously known for TikToking and social, every hour on the social media, making his views known to the world, how he feels about his country, has paid us a visit. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Ms. Harris, namaste.
Namaste.
I want to begin with a words that came from an ancient Chinese philosopher, a politician, and a scholar named Shan Yang. He once said, when the people are weak, the state is strong. Hence, the state tries to weaken the people. He said those words over 2,000 years ago, and they are still relevant today. He helped unify China for the first time. You hear his words? Let me repeat his words. When the people are weak, the state is strong. Hence, the state tries to weaken the people. It is so relevant in today's world we live. Wow. Yes, Guyana. It is when the state, when the people is weak, the state step up. Did I tell you namaste, sir?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, man, good. All right. Bernard, our pilot, namaste.
Namaste, sir.
Let's begin tonight's program. A month now, you guys may not know Nigeria. An oil well in Nigeria blew out. They have hired a company called Halliburton, working right here in Guyana with ExxonMobil. They hired that company to fix Nigeria well blowout. But they are getting nowhere. The report said it is the biggest oil spill in the history of Nigeria. Bernard, does that tell anything about Guyana?
Definitely, sir.
Does that tell Guyana anything?
Better beware.
Every oil well them drill out there increases the burden on every one of us in Guyana.
Definitely.
And the entire region at large. And our leaders, none other than Bharat Jagdeo himself, is telling us that he's trying to get ExxonMobil to acknowledge a $2 billion insurance. And the way how he said it is like he begging ExxonMobil to insure the citizens of this country. Everybody talking this thing or taking this thing for a joke. Just wait a little. Wait and see when one well blow out, what will happen without insurance. Let me tell you, Jagdeo and President Ali or Harman Mansion can't help you then. You're going to be on your own. According to the report out of Nigeria, they have over 5,000 documented cases of oil spillage just in the past 6 years. Let me repeat, man. 6 years. Just in 6 years, Nigeria documented 5,000 spillage. Guyana already is 6 years since we find. And presently, all the fishermen complaining about the ocean water. Them say it ain't brown anymore, it's black. Maybe Guyana black gold is Guyana black gold they're seeing out there. It's only time for an oil spill, a real blowout to happen, or hit, and it will hit the creeks, the rivers, the trenches, and then you guys will get an understanding of the danger countries face without proper insurance. It's 35 days old, the oil spill in Nigeria, and it's already affecting millions of citizens there with clean drinking water. As the story unfolds, I'll give you guys an update. That wasn't meant for tonight's program. You guys got to help me out with tonight's program. Somebody got to tell me what's going on, because there's lots of things running through my mind that doesn't add up. For example, Monday night I talked about how the President of America wants more royalty from ExxonMobil and all the other oil players drilling for oil in their country. He said the current royalty rate, which is 12.5% to 18.75% Exxon paying, is tantamount to robbing all the American citizens of their rightful share. Mr. Joe Biden says royalty rates set 100 years ago is too old and outdated and needs to change, and he will bring about that change. Mr. Brian Max, imagine Biden country. America is getting 19% royalty plus full taxes. And the American president said that is not enough. It must be changed. ExxonMobil give Raphael Trotman and he party. Harman and he party. Barra Jagdev and he party less than 2%. No taxes whatsoever. Something unheard of in the history of mankind in this oil industry. And all of them either playing dotish, clownish, scampish, or downright corrupt. My brothers and sisters of this country called Guyana, you heard Joe Biden for the first time. You guys been hearing Lall over the last year, 3 times a week, saying the same thing that Joe is demanding now from the oil companies. You're seeing the wholesale robbery of our wealth in broad daylight, man. Wait. Y'all waiting for the night step in to use flambeau or candle to see what y'all missing in the broad daylight? Yeah, guys? 2% royalty, no taxes. It's not even a junkie deal. It's tantamount to starvation days all over again. This time, however, is not for black people alone, but for all colors, brown, yellow, blue, purple, and any other color, living in Guyana. It's all of us heading back to slavery days. Besides the 2% royalty from ExxonMobil, Jagdev and this opposition not even checking the money the people spending. Donald Trump would have loved to do business with these clowns and crooks we have, not checking the spendings in a business. Knowing who these people are. Just last week, Uncle, we carried a story in which Mozambique find itself in a similar situation like Guyana. They had some outstanding money to check with a French oil company named Total. Total is a company working in that country. They are also working right here in our waters, in our Guyana Ocean, them they're out there. The auditors in Mozambique began auditing some bills totaling $3 billion US. Man, it was a royal runaround. They push around the oil company, give the local auditors of Mozambique to check the books. Man, when the people began unearthing skullduggery, guys, it was hundreds of millions they found stitching the books. Or if you want to say, them inflated the books. That's what oil companies does do all over the world. We got Lisa 1 and 2 and 3 with 15 years of Guyana budget. You hear that? 15 years of Guyana budget. 1, 2, and 3. Which is almost 30 billion American dollars. And the man who running the oil sector saying he can't find people for check that. But he can find people to put at Amelia Falls and the New Demerara Harbour Bridge, the Gas to Shore, the Marriott Bridge to rob us. 15 years budget for this country, 30 billion US dollar, uncle and auntie, and Jack Dale can't find people to check it, to verify it, to audit it. Can somebody tell me something?
You must be disappointed.
Huh?
Sad. Very sad.
Well, you heard what's happening in Mozambique right now.
Yeah.
And only 3 billion the people auditing.
Right. Yet of it.
And they already found hundreds of millions of US dollars that weren't supposed to be in the books. In the books.
Inflated cost.
Yes.
That's
Man. You know, tonight's program is with a minister in Lall versus oil blocks in Trinidad and Guyana. Why I use that? Because Joe Biden talking about royalty rates and Lall was talking about royalty rates. Now Trinidad talking about selling oil blocks and Guyana talking about oil blocks too. I don't know if this one too, I don't know if this is coincidental like Joe Biden royalty. But let me tell you the story so you get a picture. This is why I told you guys, like something's going wrong in my mind or in my head. I don't know, but I'm seeing things, like I'm seeing things in advance. TNT, now selling oil blocks in the open market with conditions.
Conditions.
With conditions.
Terms.
Guyana, on the other hand, selling their last oil block in a sneaky, a shady manner. You gotta hear the story, man. Guyana discovered, you gotta give a little, I gotta put a context to it. Guyana discovered oil in 2015, the best and sweetest on earth. And as soon as the announcement was made, Suriname, we neighbor, didn't take any chance, then jump on the bandwagon, and within a jiffy of a time, also discovered oil. After all, if you share the space, the same land, the same geographical neighborhood, and once a man find gold one place, you know the entire area would have gold, not true, man?
Yes.
Yes, man. It's the same with oil. Guyana find oil, Suriname find oil, and now Trinidad smiling too. After all, Them is we neighbor too. Trinidad, Suriname is on our east, and Trinidad is on our
West. The exclusive.
northwest.
Northwest.
Northwest. Yeah, man. So them smiling too. And them in not too far from us is almost in the same vicinity of we oil blocks on the eastern side of Trinidad and Tobago. Them decide, uncle and auntie, that them got oil too. And without doing any survey, Brian, any checking, uncle, them done put up some of the blocks for sale by way of public action. You hear me, man? Bernard, you hear me?
That's the way to
Them done put up blocks for sale by way of public action.
above board.
Uncle, you want to bid. You bid. Anyhow you want to bid.
No secrecy.
After all, them they're right next to Guyana. We find massive oil. Right? So you can bid on them.
Of course.
I am betting my last dollar. I am certain ExxonMobil is the first one going to throw in a bid there. You guys got any bets?
Right with you.
I think
Huh?
we the best we
I don't think so, Glenn.
Exxon want it, trust me. You know, Bernard, I got a bet to make money now, you know. Because the court awarded plenty money to Winston Brassington. And I got to find money to pay back. The bank loan I take to pay him off. The almost 40 million that the two judges awarded him. Yeah, man. I took a loan and pay him off. Man, Brassington and Eli will have a beautiful Christmas with all the money. What do you say, Bernard?
Definitely. It's not going to change.
Merry Christmas, guys. Enjoy. But I must tell you, man, today, the owner of a company who supports me and this program sent $100,000 to the office to back me up with the 40 million payment. You know? He left no name. They just sell it and say, man, Glenn, I'm helping you with your 40 million payment. Thank you, guy. Thank you. Make sure you call me though. I get 100 grand back up to help pay the $40 million to Brassington. But I don't pay them. Don't worry about it. Let's go back to Trinidad and Tobago and their oil blocks that is facing Guyana, next to Exxon. Yes, closer to Venezuela. Hear how Trinidad government plan to sell 17 of the blocks. Despite putting it up for sale by way of public action, Mr. Brian Max, the government of Trinidad is saying up front to all the potential bidders that these oil blocks agreement comes with one crucial provision: ring fencing. You hear that, Bernard?
Yes.
Definitely.
Ring fencing provision must be in all the agreements or the contracts, whichever word you want to use. You see how important, Brian, ring fencing is in the oil business?
Yes.
Hmm?
Very, very.
You think Exxon has a contract without a ring fencing provision that can rob the American people? Man, Joey Biden would put his knee on Exxon Bossman's neck. You hear me? Just like how the policeman put his knee on George Floyd's neck that killed him. Yes, Joe Biden will do that to Exxon.
He's done that.
But, look, he getting 19%. And like he want to put his knee on Exxon Bossman's head.
Imagine 19%.
And full taxes. And full taxes. Right?
And still doesn't feel it's enough.
Guyana
6, 7.
got 2%. Less than 2%. No taxes. And we leaders happy with that.
Defending it.
Yes, they're defending it.
Defending the force.
Yes.
Defending it. That's
Yes,
the
these
worst part.
clowns defending it. Guys, Suriname, Brazil, and now Trinidad are telling the oil giants up front before them put in a bid what must be in the contract or the agreement. And they are very bold in saying ring fencing provision must be there. This country called Guyana, me and you country, is being sledgehammered morning, noon and night with billions of American dollars due to the lack of that provision in the ExxonMobil contract. Uncle and auntie, the PNC, the AFC and the PPP doing nothing, saying nothing to correct this most important issue in the contract. And it can be corrected with a stroke of the pen.
That the World Bank warned against government.
World Bank won, every bank won, every international institution, every oil export
IDB, IEFA, the list goes on and on and on.
is actually begging Guyana, these morons, to correct that thing.
Maybe you're getting something that you're not doing.
Man, let me explain this thing again for you people understand. This ring fencing. You have a lot of mango tree in your yard and your neighbor start picking from one of them. And the agreement y'all have is a very simple one. After he take out a little expenses, the mango should be shared half and half every day. You wouldn't allow the neighbor to spend money on the second mango tree and allow him to take out that money from the first mango tree, would you? No, man.
You'll cut down your profit.
It will cut away, it will shorten the amount of mango you're supposed to be getting every day. If your expenses coming out from other places, well, how you going to get your full amount, man?
Exactly.
You understand? Well, that is what the ring fencing provision prevents the oil people from doing to Guyana. Stop them from spending in Liza 2 and throw over the cost in Liza 1. Yes, that's why we can't get the amount of shiploads we were to get every year from Liza 1 alone. If ExxonMobil wasn't doing that, man, we did unrich. The 5 shipload would have been 30 shipload a year on Liza 1 alone, uncle. But I'm taking out huge sums of cash from the well, one not even begin yet. That is what they're doing. When Liza 2 begin, the same thing will happen all over again. Huge cash they'll be taken out for cost in the third well. And that will go on from third to the fourth, from fifth to the sixth, from sixth to the seventh, eighth to the ninth to the 10, until the oil finish. You will be getting shaft morning, noon and night without that provision being in place. Your neighbor taking out money what you don't know about from the first mango tree, the second mango tree, the third mango tree, and so it goes on and on till the mango done. And you not saying anything, man? You not correcting that ring fencing? Guys, that is what ring fencing means in a nutshell. That's how important it is. It is to safeguard the maximum amount of your profits from every mango tree. Like I said, exports in every corner of this world, uncle. has been criticizing Guyana for this key provision. The coalition didn't correct it. And now the Ali administration, with Jagdeo heading the oil sector, not correcting it either. Brian, Max, do you know that he could have corrected Lisa 1 and 2 that Trackman messed up?
Yep.
Yes, he could have done that. He could have done that before he signed away Lisa 3, which is Payara. But he didn't. He didn't even put in the ring fencing provision in the one he signed away, Payara. You hear that, man? You understand what I'm saying, man? Lisa 1 and 2, Trackman messed up. Jagdeo could have corrected it when he go to sign Payara. He didn't even correct 1 and 2, and he didn't even put in the ring fencing provision in the one he signed. You understand? This man could have also gotten full insurance from Lisa 1 and 2. What Trackman also messed up with again. But he didn't. He didn't even demand full insurance for the third project, Payara, where he signed away to. That same project.
Sickening.
Yeah? This is not sickening. This is beyond sickening.
Corruption.
Jagdeo is not a sick man. Jagdeo is a very intelligent man.
Exactly.
And this nation isn't stupid. This nation is very intelligent. Come on, man. My 9-year-old grandchild wouldn't make these type of mistakes. This is not mistakes. These are willful acts
Yes.
with something behind it.
Corruption.
Uncle and auntie, do you know that Jagdeo could have gotten 25% royalty from that third project had he held his hand and played the cards right? Yes, man. Yes. He could have gotten a higher royalty than this nothing we get in. Or this good for nothing 2% we get in. Man, there are so many things Guyana can get right out of that bad contract without even changing it. We can still double all the people's salaries next year. Give every household at least 500 grand a month. Just playing our cards right. And if we watch and monitor the daily oil costs, the money that they're spending out there, man, you can increase the salaries by 3 times overnight. And all this can happen, uncle, without changing Exxon contract. Much less when we change it. Bernard, you notice I said when we change it?
It has to be when.
Hmm? I didn't say if.
When?
I say when we change it. And it will. It must. It has to.
We the people.
Glenn Lall is saying so. Whether you guys on board with me or not, I have Uncle Joe Biden on my side. Because he backed me by saying the American people is being shortchanged by ExxonMobil and others with a 19%. We get less than 2%. And couple hot slaps for taxes in we face. And you telling me that isn't going to change? Brian Max?
Yep.
Come on, man. Come on, Mr. Ali, Mr. Jagdeo, Mr. Harmon, Mr. Granger, Mr. Trackman, Mr. Ramjatan. It has to change. Alliance for Change. Is Alliance for Change one of the senior man, Trackman, put we in this? So you guys like the word change. So you got to come on board to help get it changed. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I like the movie. My grandchildren them like the movie too. Home Alone. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, and a Happy New Year. Hear how much more they want to sink this country, uncle. President Ali is on a campaign to hand the fourth project on a platter to ExxonMobil again. Yes, man. Now, oh, relax. They could have corrected all these things in the third project, you know. They did nothing. Now, President Ali is on a campaign to hand this fourth project. Yellowtail. This is the mother and the grandmother and the grandfather of all evil. Yes, here is where we will get not a yellowtail, a real cocktail. Y'all will live with it, not me. He been on television telling the nation by 2025 Guyana gonna get 3.5 billion per year. Guys, this is a new Christmas dream he want to sell us. Jack Darian putting his mouth in this one because he did not tell the nation. We only get in between 3 and 400 million a year for quite a while. And how you love to live with it. You guys remember that. So now using President Ali to sing this Nancy story to Guyana. Like we still in preppy, or we are preppy children. Guys, uncle and auntie, again, let me repeat this. This fourth project can give every household $1 million a month, triple everybody's salaries, and really transform this country into a Dubai. Only if we play the cards right this time. And if we can't play the cards right this time, then me and you got to play the cards for them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying, guys? Me and you got to play the cards for them. Me and you got to show them how the cards have to play. I know good Trump and Romy and stuff like that. And plenty of you know these games too. I learned poker and blackjack too. Wow. I'm getting so tired. Can I drink some water, man? You know, this thing really gets you worked up and
draining.
thirsty, you know? Yeah, it's like draining you.
Yeah, what makes it even harder, Glenn, is the fact that so many Guyanese are sitting back, thinking that Glenn Lall is going to take this fight alone to Exxon, and they're going to watch you alone fight this fight, and they would say nothing, as if it doesn't matter to them, without knowing that their future of the country lies in this deal. If we can't fix it now,
They're going to get on board. They're getting
they have to get on board.
Slowly and slowly they're getting on board. People are beginning to understand. When you see a man can send $100,000 to me and say, Glenn Lall, I love your program. I love your stance. I'm helping you to pay Winston Brasington court judgment. It tells you something. A man called me from Canada and wants to send me $2 million to pay the judgment. And I told him, no, brother, no. People are asking me if I need help. You understand? That tells you that people understand what is going on. People understand the game. With all these suing, you know, you can't speak the truth. But of course, you just go overboard sometimes. So that's why I tell you, I'm smiling, I'm laughing that I get the judgment. But it was too much. Yeah, it was too much.
Too much.
You know?
Indeed.
Yeah, I tried to appeal the couple more. I'm going to appeal the rest. Yeah. Hear more, uncle, of what Trinidad government is demanding from them oil blocks they're putting on auction now for sale. Them say whoever offer them the highest stake in profit sharing stand a better chance of getting the oil blocks. How you like that? How you like that? These people are telling you up front, man.
Yes, smart people.
Right? So they are not only demanding ring fencing provision in these oil blocks, they are also telling the people them have to come right where the profit sharing is concerned. What we got in Guyana? No ring fencing. And we got no profit sharing. Because the ExxonMobil throwing anything they feel like throwing at us and said it's profit. I love this country. And I love these morons running it. All of them. These clowns, I love them. You guys see how Suriname, Brazil, and Trinidad government selling their wealth. You guys see how those people market their oil blocks. You know, Brian, that's when you have leaders who really understand your value. That's when you have a government that understands the worth of the country's asset. Yes, the people's assets. They do the right thing for the country and its people. But when you have incompetent and corrupt clowns for leaders, like what we have here in this country called Guyana, not Ghana. They don't sell. They open their hands, open their feet, and tell the foreigners to come and take. Take. Just take it, man. Take what you want. That's what these people doing to our gold, our diamond, our bauxite, our timber, our everything. At one time, by Shannon, they own half of Guyana. Yeah, man. This thing is sickening, man. That is what has been happening by both governments in this country. Or all three the governments. A man tell me this afternoon, we got three parties in this country. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Man, I had to smile. Because I want to tell ladies, you decide which one good, which one bad, and which one ugly. Me ain't gonna tell you guys that. All the government, man. They have sold out. You know, Brian, they have sold out a big chunk of this country. And they are continuing to sell out the other portions of this land and our waters for their private and personal gains. Yeah, man. Whew. What Guyana did with we Isle Blacks, Bernard? You remember?
Give it away.
Eh? Trapman give away 600 Isle Blacks, not 60, as the law requires.
600.
600 to ExxonMobil. Yes, man, 600. Then Robert Prasad, who advised Donald Ramotar, give away the Kaieteur and the Kanji oil blocks. That two oil blocks put together is another 600 oil blocks. And you know what Robert Prasad said? He never meet the people, he never see the people, he never know the people who get the oil blocks, Kanji and Kaieteur. But he knocking glass with them now. Yeah, man. I got a picture with he knocking glass with them who own 100% shares in the oil blocks.
Wow.
Yes. I love you guys, man. Did I say Merry Christmas, man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Yeah. I love you guys. I love you too, Brian. Now the last oil block, uncle, the last one Guyana has. Hear this, man. Yesterday I am told the government is playing with words, playing with your minds and souls. How they're ready to get rid of this one too. The president or the vice president ain't come out and say nothing yet. But Vikram Bharat, the headmaster minister, he went and talked to an online media outfit and tell the people them how a company got interest in our last Isle Black C. Like he come out like this minister come out to tickle the water to see what response he can get. Auntie, he didn't hold a press conference to tell the nation what they plan to do with this Block C. It's a bait they're throwing out. That's how they must sell we assets. Throwing bait. They must already know who gonna bite it and how they're gonna share it. You understand what I'm talking about? How they're gonna share it. Who gonna bite it and who gonna share it. This minister tell the online media how the company what got them eye on the block is willing to carry out a study on the oil block at no cost to Guyana. They're gonna do it for free and tell Guyana how much oil they find in the oil block. I love these people, man. Sometimes when you remember these people, if you don't have a good heart, you'll collapse, man. Yeah, man. Joshua, you'll collapse. It's another giveaway deal in which more people's pocket would be overflowing on this last oil block they have. Yes. You guys just hear how Guyana sells oil blocks. People coming to this survey for free on it and giving Guyana the data.
Wow.
That's how we sell an oil block. Yeah, I got anything or anybody, man, I would love to be part of them deals, Brian, you want to be part of it?
I love to be part of it.
Yeah, man. Anything free. Them come and do everything free. Man,
Cost of
the ice past this country.
Sad.
Vikram Bharat Jagdeo, and all of them giving away our wealth like if it belongs to their parents and only them, while the working class citizens can't even pay rent, light bill, water bill with the salaries they're taking home. Wow. Yesterday we carried a story in which a man called me. The man said in the GWI in Faith Harmony, cutting off people water, poor people water, that owe them $7,000.
wow. Low life moves.
What a Guyana. And this is the second largest oil country with its reserve on earth.
Per capita.
Per capita, yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh my God. And both governments can't find a few millions to increase them people's salaries. But they can huff and they can puff out billions in secret and inflated projects. Yes, man.
Their friends and families and cronies.
Yeah, man. They can't find money to increase these people's salaries. 5 million US, They give 5 million US increase to all the public servants this year. 5 million US. But they can spend on inflated projects. Hear this one. The Ministry of Home Affairs, under the supervision of Rupsen, building another fire station at Ogle. Hear this one. This one is setting the stage. Setting the stage for the new city that will belong to the foreigners. You see how these people they're taking you money and spending for fire station now for the new city that will belong to the foreigners. Putting fire station. But that is not the story. The story here is that the government engineer who is supposed to guide us with the costing of these projects, his estimate is higher than 18 of the contractors that is bidding for this fire station. Can you believe that?
Wow. Not one or two.
The government engineer, he estimate, you hear me, is higher than 18 of the contractors bidding for this work. Not one contractor alone, but 18. 18 bid lower for the $85 million we engineer put on the station, on the fire station. Let me ask this question. Why are we paying these peoples? Eh? But why are we paying these engineers? Why do we have them as in-house engineers in the first place? Are these people competent or incompetent, man?
They get paid themselves.
Or are they paying themselves? Huh?
That's the better.
Are they working in the best interest, me and you? Or they working for somebody else? These are the kind of things most of these engineers doing in this country. They come, they go, with every project right across this country. Some of them, you know, where's Josh? Josh, some of these government engineers was sitting in these offices.
Yeah.
You know where they belong to?
Street.
Camp Street, Bundong. You got to find another jail for these people.
Barbies.
Barbies.
Send them
Yeah,
to
man.
Barbies.
Barcelona.
The madhouse.
Yes, that's where they belong to. For doing these things to the people of this country, day after day.
Correct.
I remember one of them who used to supervise me road. Man, I come out one morning and asked the truck driver, who's the supervisor we have in the government supervising my road? And the man tell me he's not here. I said, please tell him I want to see him when he come. The walk done and I never see the man. I call Patterson and tell Patterson, can I see the engineer? We need to talk to him.
You don't know now.
Who supervised my road? No, he goes there every day, but he didn't want to speak with me. You understand? They miss out a big piece of the road. They didn't do, and they get paid for do the whole road. When I tell David Patterson that, he laugh. And you know what he said? Glenn, you ain't happy you get your road done? Them skip a big part of the road, you know, the contractor. Along with the engineer was supposed to look out for my interests. And when I tell David Patterson that, he laugh and say, Glenn, you should be thankful you get your road fixed.
He collect his chain and he gone.
Huh?
He laugh like he collect his gold chain and he gold band.
Oh yes.
And
Yes.
$1,000 gold band.
Gold chain, yes, he collect from the bridge. I remember, yeah.
Civilization too.
Yeah, man. Oh my God.
What a shame.
Oh. Wow. Wow. Let me ask you guys this question, man. Your brother is a contractor, and you ask him to give you a costing to build your little house, and he tell you $13 million. And when you ask 3 other strangers who are contractors too, them tell you between $7 and $8 million for build the house. Is what your brother trying to do to you? Am I right?
Rob you.
Yes, he's trying to rob you blind.
Rob you.
That, in a nutshell, is our government engineers in all the sectors. Do we need them there?
No.
Or would you still give your brother the $30 million to build the house? Or you going to give the stranger the $8 million for build it? Huh?
You better give it stranger.
Yes. Yeah, man. I have been the one exposing these contracts and engineers for donkey years now. And both governments, both of them have no shame. Nothing has changed. It continues, year go, year come. Only, uncle and auntie, only your voices can bring about a change. Only your voices can bring about a better Guyana. Only your voices can remove these crooks These gangsters
Cancer in the nation.
gangstering the nation. Only your voice can bring about a good life for you too, man. And I have to wake up. I saw another sickening story in the Kaieteur news today. The headline, Housing Minister given 6 billion but signs 14 billion in contracts, and the opposition demanding answers as to where the extra 8 billion coming from. At least the opposition find a little mouthy. But watch what them questioning or challenging.
Exactly.
$8 billion, Guyana dollar, 40 million US, that the Ministry of Housing spending, and the billions of American dollars,
No words.
not a single word.
Deaf, dumb.
Can you fathom this thing, man? Can you believe what's going on in this land?
Really sad.
Eh? This is not sad. This is beyond sad.
Incredible.
The Ministry of Housing get 6 billion
Spending 14.
and spending 14 billion. Imagine these people can only find 1 billion in 2 years to give salary increase of 7%. But every day they're spending billions of dollars right across this country under questionable circumstances and in devious ways. Are you understand what's going on, brother? Eh? For example, I find a strange development in the Ministry of Housing under Minister Colin Crowell. Minister Colin Crowell is Robert Prasad's blood brother. That ministry, remember, is responsible for housing and little water. But all of a sudden, find itself doing road projects. Not them small community roads in them housing schemes, but major road projects, building highways and so on. Yes. We have two ministries, the local government ministry and the public works ministry. All we life in this country, they're responsible for building roads and large public infrastructures like bridges, CD fences and so on. But that is not the case anymore. They have become the patch-up ministry, because all they're doing now is patching roads and patching up CD fences and bridges. The big road projects, valued billions, is being handled by Colin Crowell at the Ministry of Housing.
Wow.
Are you understand what's playing out in this country? It's a family network, you know. It's a family and friend network running this land. You know, when the government changed, Robert, they run away. They live in Miami. Basington, they run away. Ashley Singh, they run away. As soon as government changed back, they run come back.
Yeah.
Right? All of them. Bardin Dialto. All of them. It's a whole clique of people. Yeah, man. And you got to watch where the money is going. I hope you are taking notes on what is going on in this country. And who placed who, where, and for what reason, and who is handling the real money. Yes, the real money that government spending in this country. Keep your idea. Housing gets 6 billion in the budget, but signs contract for 14 billion. Where do I find the money from? It wasn't in the budget, meaning it was never approved. But the leaders of this country can only find 1 billion after 2 years to pay 7% to all them public servants. And suddenly, out of the blues, you hear the housing ministry spend 8 billion outside of their budget allocation on contracts. At their ministry. Yes, uncle. At their ministry. Under their minister. Whatever used to have anything to do with these type of contracts. Are you reading through the line?
Yep.
Good.
Thursday.
Me not got nothing more for say. Me frightened for talk. Because me, my file got to find more money for pay court judgment. I hope you are seeing through my words. Seeing, through my words what's going on. I love this country. Before I take your calls, uncle and auntie, let me share this quick story that will be in the Kaieteur News tomorrow. This story has to be put in context so you can get a full picture, yes, of what is going on. Under the PPP rule, GPL never make money. Them always keep pumping billions of dollars in it, year after year. And GPL remains the same. You hear that? What they used to do with the money, only them and the man above knows. And I think some of you knows too. Because I know. And some of you got brain just like me to understand what's going on. Not true, man?
True, man.
Yes.
Plenty of that.
Yes. When the coalition going to government in 2015, GPL suddenly didn't need billions of dollars from government to run it. Mr. Granger didn't pump money into that company, and we never used to get blackout. As soon as the PPP go back in office, it's a set of blackout. And now they're telling Guyana, them got a $2.6 billion debt. And the company is surviving on loans. How them end up like that? How them end up with debt and loans? Only the man above alone knows. Lall knows, so please don't ask me that question. Tomorrow we're carrying a story in which the old CEO that the PPP bring back, a man named Bharat Dindyal. There's a lot of Bharat we got, We got Bharat Dindyal, Bharat Jagdev, Vikram Bharat, Lall Bharat. Yeah, man, you got a lot of Bharat, man. This one, Bharat Dindyal, telling us now how none of the workers will get a raise of salary. And how they might have to increase like bills.
Yes.
You didn't hear me, man. This man telling the people the workers can't get an increase and how they might have to increase like bill.
On blackout.
I love you guys, man. Merry Christmas again.
Yeah.
You like bill raising and they're cutting off your water bill for Christmas. Now, isn't this a beautiful country called Guyana?
Fantastic.
You don't love it, man?
Love it.
I love it, yeah. This new old CEO, Dindyal, also got the nerve to tell us that them losing 26% of electricity the GPL generate through losses and thieving. Man, you got to read the story to hear the kind of money them people this talk about they're spending at GPL. He said GPL will spend by next week $500 million on maintenance work. But we will still not be able to fix the 26% losses. In fact, Dindyal said the power company anticipates that by the end of the year, it would spend 35 million American dollars more than it had planned to spend.
Wow.
Man, you don't hear the money, man.
Wow.
You hear the money?
Very much.
35 million American dollars, more than what it was to spend for 2021. You gotta love this land, bro. 35 million more, uncle, is 7%, not 1, 7%, which is 49% increase for all the public servants in this country.
Just from GPL.
Yes, that is money what I find extra for pouring into GPL. 7% increase for all the public servant salary. And he tell the workers them, he can't increase salary. Man, you gotta be kidding in this land.
Unbelievable.
Eh? Eh? Is where they're finding this money from to spend and how they're spending it. These are the questions every public servant of this country should ask. These are the questions the GPL workers and every public servant who deserve that 7% increase should ask Dindial to show them how this money is being spent. I tell you all one time on a program, big money just be announced going into public agencies and public corporations by the politicians. You all must keep an eye on the money. It doesn't go there. Or if it go there, the same speed it go in, the same speed it is come out. I used to have a document. I ain't got it anymore. I lose the thing somewhere. In which a whole $1 billion, $1 billion, which is 17% increase, went in a government agency and disappear. And when the officer asked the CEO one time, he get a little fancy look. But when the officer asked back the second meeting about the $1 billion, the officer said the look the CEO give him, he said he would never forget. He said he thought he would lose his work instantly. He said he never asked back about $1 billion. The man said, Glenn, I never felt threatened for my job like that day. All because he asked, Chief, whatever happened to the $1 billion them announced? God bless you all. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you. Have a good night. And God bless all of you. And don't forget, I still love you guys. I love more the politicians. And let me wish all of them Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Joshua,
Yes, sir.
water and the phone calls. Mr. Brian McIntosh, the floor is yours.
Go ahead, sir.
Well, I want to bring to the attention of the folks at the NDIA.
Go ahead.
There's massive flooding going on in vigilance, and there's a golden opportunity for the people who like emergency works, because then you don't have to bid for these contracts, to head up as soon as possible to help the people in Vigilance North with the flooding that is happening there right now. So maybe if the NDIA people are listening to the
We're
program,
carrying
probably can help us out.
another story tomorrow.
Yeah.
You worrying about help them? When you got these emergency, you got to see the money that the government has been doling out.
Yeah. They love emergency works.
Yes. What will it be doling out to fix a little crack?
Yeah.
Man.
Deliberately left unattended to
No,
create a problem.
Exactly.
To have emergency works.
You have said it
and the
so
contractors love emergency works.
You have
the
said it-
engineers love emergency works.
You have said it so perfectly. I have been talking nothing. These people would see a hole,
Leave it.
right, and leave it there. A hole that would take $10 to fix.
Yeah.
They would leave it to deteriorate, to completely collapse, in which they want to spend $10 million when it could have only cost $10,000.
Yeah.
I rode in front of the magistrate court. There was a hole there with Hamilton Green, the mayor. We carried that hole on the front page of the newspaper 3 times in 1 week. And they didn't fix it.
Yeah. Left
You understand?
unattended.
Just put a couple piece of wood over it or a piece of grill. This is the love. This is the leadership quality. This is who these people are running this country.
Yeah.
Where's the telephone call, Josh?
226-7453, 226-7454, and 622-2222.
If these people keep sleeping away on me, I will stop this program, right, Josh? Let them know.
Yes,
You can't be sleeping away on me, man.
those are the numbers you can call us on.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
You've spoken about free, the cost of free. We're seeing that things often are not free. Like the Kaieteur, the kanji blocks that were given away for free. What do you think the cost of free is for us with
the-
these oil companies?
Those are billions of American dollars, my dear. Billions of American dollars we could have wring out from these oil people
Yes.
for those blocks. And besides signing bonus, you got production bonus, you have profit sharing, you have slide scaling bonus. You got so many things we can demand, you know. And we can still demand a lot now. I think the Kaieteur and the kanji oil blocks were supposed to relinquish. We're not hearing anything from the leaders on relinquishment. ExxonMobil is supposed to give us back a whole ton, a huge chunk of the oil blocks. Kanji, Kaieteur, Onduk, Berbice oil block, Demerara oil block, they were supposed to give us back.
Yes.
But our leaders not saying a word. Like all these things are like, I don't know what deal that they all sign up with these people, man. Hey, Brian?
It's amazing.
I really don't
There must
understand.
be something behind it, though, because it's impossible that they can all turn a blind eye like that.
Yeah, because the entire Africa, many of the African countries, almost all, the governments, all are very silent. They're numb.
Yeah.
They're numb. And they have left hundreds of millions of people in extreme poverty right now.
Yeah.
1 second. You're live on the air, sir. Hello?
Hi, good evening, Glenn.
Good evening. You're live on the air.
Yes, I know, Glenn. I want to bring one thing to you. Yesterday I spoke to you concerning the water situation that this government is doing.
Yes, thank you. Yes,
They're
yes,
disconnecting
yes.
people.
Yes.
They're disconnecting people for the holiday. No, as I said earlier, I know your topic is different from what I'm straying away from.
Go ahead. Share
But the
it, sir.
issue, but the issue is that I cannot see. I'm trying to analyze what you are saying, and it looks like you and I are the only two persons that are seeing what is going on in this country. We are in a pandemic all over the world, and this shameless government, this PP government, are disconnecting people water. And the powerful WHO said one of the main thing with this coronavirus, you need to wash your hands. Oh man, people don't having a hard life under this government. That they promise, cut off people water in the Christmas. At least they could have pushed it to January.
Wow. I
don't
am
know
so
what
happy
to
that
do.
you called.
You know what? I will push. And I guess you could support me in this. You see, all these good lives that are passing out to ministers and ministers' friends should be cut out. You know how much kickbacks they are getting from ExxonMobil, a certain oil company coming, and they have nothing to give the poor man. None. I don't know when there will be a government for the poor man, the poor people in this country.
We will get them to change, don't worry. They will have to change. They would love to change. They would love to change, trust me.
Election time, Glenn, election time, these people come with honey on the tongue, on the tax, so sweet. Watch Plastic City, for instance, in Region 3, where AFAN went and fooled all these supporters. These people are still living in swamp. When you look at the country with oil and watch how people are living, I would love to see a minister live on a public servant salary.
You made a nice,
love to see that.
you have made a nice input here tonight. If they can cut off people's water bill, and if you hear tonight, the CEO of GPL is saying that they have to raise light bill. You hear me? Man, and they can't find money to pay people a decent salary. Light and water. That tells you where this country is. This rich,
But
this oil rich nation that the whole world is talking about.
But then the Prime Minister said by 2025, the light bill will cut by 60%. What really? Guyanese people are blind or they're stupid. These people are You know, when I watch these politicians, you know what they're telling me? It's a politician telling me he's not a thief, like a prostitute is telling me she's a virgin. That is what I'm seeing from these people. How long you can sit down and wait and wait and wait? We have to do something to get these. And Glenn, mark my word, I'm telling you here tonight. You know, no confident motion coming against these people, and there will be somebody in the PPP will have a conscience heart and vote against with the opposition. But what human when he found out how they betrayed the Amerindians? Some of the Amerindians said taking them and get them to freedom house and knock out the ammo and give them Indians. But I don't know how long you try. Sometimes I talk to people, you know, to tell me, shut my mouth, your pressure going up. But how long? I have 3 children. How long more we can sit down and take this?
I'm glad you guys waking up. I'm glad you guys getting to understand.
I wake up long. I get kicked out from the government for speaking. One time they ask me whose side you on. I said I'm on the neutral side. Which side? I'm a man, I cannot stick watch. I was in a political party called the TUF. Where most of my colleagues, I think I discussed this with you already, most of my colleagues get big posts with the PP government, who in turn REO, turn CEO and deputy PS and all these things. And I tell them, no, I cannot support the PP party. But sometimes, you know, you're back against what it says best to take it, but I have a conscience. They can't bribe me out.
A government minister, but 2 months after, in the coalition, sit down with me, call me, invite me for a drink. Me and he alone. And I went. And the second drink, the man telling me, Glenn, is our time now. And I'm like, what did you say? You know, it's we time. They have bottle vodka and the coconut water left right on the table. Right there.
But Glenn, you have a minister working close to $1 million left. How did the bribe and the kickbacks would they get? And they expect, they don't pay no light bill, they pay no water bill. And I see all these vehicles when they get now outfitted with sirens, and they left you in the lane and they turn big. But it's like what people are voting in Guyana for is put a certain people above their lifestyle and living in this
but let's don't look at what a driving and a little house and a little vehicle here and there. Don't worry, that man. The kind of wealth we have here, my friend. Let me tell you something. The kind of wealth we have in this country, every single Guyanese should have been living like them right now. With them fancy mansion and them car, every one of us should be living like that.
Definitely.
Okay? Wait, my friend. We just have to get these leaders to understand that. You understand? To understand that what they settle for, okay, is penny, is jokey money, is low-hanging fruits. You understand? And when they accept low-hanging fruits, then they left us with nothing to eat. Not even the shell that fall off the fruits from the tree is left for us. That is what we need to get them to understand, man. That they can get a million times more than what they have now. Okay? And all of us, all Guyanese, every citizen can live like them how they are living right now, with a big mansion and a fancy vehicle, with a fat, big bank account in Guyana and out of Guyana. That's how much wealth we have, my friend. And this is how I want you guys to understand what you're sitting on, what we have. And I said it tonight, I said, if you don't understand your value, okay, then you're going to sell yourself out for nothing. You understand? It's like a beautiful or a handsome, a beautiful woman or a handsome man. If they don't understand the value, you hear me? She won't give away herself for nothing.
Something. These people realize that Guyanese people full of a lot of thugs. What people need to do, I think, is in Cuba or Russia, where the people going to shut down the country.
We have to get to that. That is what we have to get. Trust me, man.
Yes.
We have to show them. We have to show them that we own this country.
Yes, we're owners, we're rightful owners.
Unless we show these people, my friend. My friend.
See that people are serious.
My friend.
The ministries, sleeping from the president gate.
Yes.
I am ready and willing for that.
Yes.
And I am telling you guys,
Yes, Leonard.
I am telling you guys,
Do it.
the power is in our hands. I
You
recall,
have my number there.
I-
You have my number. Your reporters have my number.
Thank
Do
you.
something like that. I'm willing to support you.
Thank
like
you.
how they're going to guard the ballot box. This is what something like that we will do.
Yes.
Thank
How
you.
long they
Yeah,
can solve the
yeah.
people and give us a boss life? We will not move from in front of here. Them
Thank
bodies
you.
will have to move.
Hello.
We're going to block off the ministries. We block it, close it down the country.
my friend,
And we
my
want the
friend,
international community to be with us.
and guess what? They can't lock me up.
You can't.
They can't lock me up.
This same thing.
You hear me?
You think if I'm not drug dealing, get time with anybody in this country? They
No.
get time with the drug dealers in this country and family and friends. They get time. They don't have time with Coolie and Black or Buck. Or
All right,
Chinese.
all right, all right, all right.
You
Take
know?
your time, take your time, take your time, take your time. You're going a little overboard. Calm down. Take it easy. Have a good night. Have a good night. Have a good night. Have a good night. Yes, you know, I remember many years ago. When there were this crime spree. You know, going out of control. It was out of control. I wrote a letter and I put my name to it, in which I said, if I should die by banditry, I told my family, I said, make sure you put my coffin at all of the leaders' doorstep for at least a night, so that it will wake them up as to what is happening in this country. Yes, it's in the newspapers. If you Google it, it's there. That was my stance many years ago. I wasn't afraid, but just in case that happened, I said, "I'll do me this." I said, the president, I don't recall who was the president, but I said, as for the president, don't keep it one night there. Put it in front of the road, put him 3-4 nights there.
Leave it
Right?
there.
Like he went out the house.
Exactly. But the gentleman was correct.
Mhm.
We have to take radical action.
Mhm.
It reminds me of when, I think it was during those wars of aggression, the Iraq and Afghanistan, there was a group of protesters that occupied in front of the British Parliament. You remember they were there for years, and I only think they got them successfully removed recently, but that was after lawsuits and high court actions and a bunch of things, but those are the things that capture people's attention, and that's why it's going to take to actually bring some kind of change forward. Radical actions need to start being taken.
Exactly. Exactly.
Everyday citizens have to realize that this is their wealth and they have to stand up for it. Glenn Lall isn't going to be able to do everything.
Yep.
Why are the young people not jumping up and standing up and fighting for a better future for themselves?
You
Why are the
guys,
young people?
thank you. You guys can go and check TikTok. I am TikToking them every day. So, and I wanted to do 3-4 TikTok a day, but my staff is saying, no boss, just do one a day. Man, if you guys missed the program, I TikTok on many subject matters. Yes, Bernard, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Glenn. Good night, everybody. You know, Trump once labeled some third world countries as asshole countries, you know.
Uh-huh.
But I say there are no asshole countries. There are lots of asshole leaders. And my definition of asshole leader is one who joins with foreigners to rob and steal from their own people. Joe Biden is looking out for the American people. Who is looking out for the Guyanese people? It seems that our leaders are looking out for Exxon and not Guyanese people. So, what will the Guyanese people do? We have to show them who is the power.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know, I was so happy, you know, when Joe Biden said, hey, ExxonMobil, we need more royalty from you. You know, I want to see what ExxonMobil is going to say there. And we get 2%.
We have a call on the line.
Yes, go ahead.
Caller, good evening and welcome.
Good night, good night.
Good night to you.
Yeah, calling from Hope Lowland, man. Get a water pump in Hope,
Where is
inside
it?
Hope Lowland. A water pump, water plant.
Water,
Right? And it's 9 months now. They come and they collect the pump, pull it out in the hole and they carry it away. Up to now they can't put it back. You get the connect the water from Victoria. The water you gotta put bucket to catch the water at the bottom. When you're calling them and asking them what they're doing with it, they condemn the well. The well can't walk back no more. And it take the well even reach 8 years service. They make this well about 8 years now. And it's done. So the baby getting little water in his village. Nobody doing nothing with it.
And then GPL has the audacity.
It ain't done. I don't think it reached 8 years. DK for a couple billions of dollars.
Wow. If you can send me the little information on it.
I can take out the picture tomorrow.
Yeah.
How they move out the pump and I'm gonna send it to show you.
Yes. This is what they do, man. This is how the siphoning off the money. You know the money they're spending, I talk about it Monday.
When we asked them, they said they're going to take water from the Hope Canal and then they're going to give it, but they're in a feasibility study at presently. So they don't know when the feasibility study got done with a couple million more.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and next one is shake back to bring back to. Yeah, as soon as government go out of power, they will run away.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Another resurrection.
yes, and as soon as the government go back, they come back for lead. They come back for run the place. It's a clique, man. It's a clique of them. You understand?
So,
Yeah, they own the country. No. Barrett Jack, they make them believe that they own the country.
This well built in Ramutar and this well done. Must be about 7 years and it's finished. Couple billions dollars gone now.
Billions of dollars for a well.
Yes,
A well is just a hole.
yeah,
To
man.
dig a
You
hole.
can't get water in here.
You hear what I tell you, man? I spoke to people who dig a well. The man said $1.2 million he could dig a 8-inch well, 300 feet.
You see?
None of the well got 300 feet. 1.2 million for dig the hole. That's how cheap this thing is.
Exactly.
With the money they spend in diamond alone for well, when we hear for fix it 200 million plus 140, man, that money can dig well all in every village across the country. This is what these guys keep doing, man. And they got a nerve, yes, to tell us this. Then they got a nerve to sue you too. Van West Charles sue me. And I'm surprised that Van West Charles running for leadership of the PNC party. Yes. He was involved in, with an eye license, all, fuel license, and running GWI. A matter of fact, when he took GWI, he hired a deportee and put him as a manager for run me money.
No, I tried to call Sheikh Bash enough time and go to your office to tell you about this. But it's really when this well can fix back.
The only way you can get these people to act,
You can't get them.
my friend, the only way you can get them to act, 10 of you go with a placard in front of the office or in front of his home.
Yes.
This is the kind of treatment you have to give these people. This is what they are. That's the only answer. That's the only method they answer to. Nothing else.
All right. Tomorrow I'm going to send you the photograph of them with it.
Thank you.
Yes.
This is what they do, man. Sheikh Bakshishwana who live in Canada too. All right.
Yes.
Josh,
Yes, sir.
I gotta go now, right?
Yes.
All right.
If we don't
Any
have
other calls?
Not. Oh, we have one coming through. Let's.
All right, take it and we go.
Caller, good evening. Welcome to Glen Lall Show.
Call from Esquibo here, man.
Go ahead, sir. Welcome.
I'm a Regina market front here, man. You will see the road condition. Maybe Glen Lall or route wherever can see this thing here, man.
All right.
It's really bad, but you're not going to 20 cars and go past you.
Any other comments?
I know Regina.
They might do all about, but then we see this is how he said. This are the tongue, but then see at the car park. He will see how this place set. Nobody not looking to this thing.
All right.
I don't know what to tell you there, my friend, but I can say this. Anna Regina and plenty part of the Essequibo coast
Yeah.
come a few years from now with what ExxonMobil and the oil companies will be doing out there. The entire Essequibo coast, half of it might be under no less than 10-15 feet water. That's what I'm foreseeing.
I don't mind, I do nothing.
Well, I don't know if the leaders of this land envision or have the ability to foresee that. But look at the trend and look at the flooding. With the fourth project, oh my gosh, I have to tell you what the fourth project will do if Jack David authorize it.
Number two, you can't blame Jack David so much because he got the next party. People are telling people not to move. The coalition government, I tell the people not to move.
My friend,
Yeah.
you gotta blame who's sitting in a chair.
Well, yes, you're right.
And who's sitting in the chair has to make the rules,
Correct.
have to make the changes,
That's right.
okay? And if they can't do it, then they should get out.
Well, yes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank
caller.
you. Thank you. Don't tell me, but don't blame this and don't blame that. They are all to be blamed.
But that's what
And
they
both
do.
government and the opposition has a legitimate role
Yes.
to play in this country, because both of them have their constituencies, both of them have their parties and their party people, like you, who love your party and love your leaders. Everybody have them. But like I said, the man tell me today we got three people. We got three party. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Which one is good, which one is bad, or which one is ugly? You decide. Have a good night and God bless you guys. I'll see you guys on Friday.
Have a good night.